So, hello everybody. We look exactly the same as last time because we are. Literally 1 second has passed since we ended the
Yeah,
last teacher's
I
lounge.
haven't changed
Um,
a thing. I
yeah.
haven't changed
So
at all. That's what I was saying. Okay.
tell them, tell them what you asked me at the end of last episode.
Okay,
Just give
so
this a little bit of context.
so at the end of last episode, Cademan
Mm-hmm,
asked you guys
mm-hmm,
to tell him in the comments
mm-hmm,
your favorite version of question. And so then
mm-hmm.
I asked him a question about the question,
Right. Yeah.
uh, which was it there's more than one question?
Yeah. 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 Exactly. So,
Question.
and as many of you know, because I'm sure a lot of you are DC fans, but there's at least there. Well, I said there's two questions, right? There's what's his
Yeah.
name? There's the main one, the Steve Ditko invented character.
Hmm.
Rorschach's based off of this guy. I think his name like Vic something. Um, I think like Vic Cage isn't that's not it. It's some I want to say it's Vic something. Um
Okay.
anyway, then there's the detective character who became the question, who's the female detective that was invented in Batman the Animated Series, uh who is the lesser version of Detective Yin from the Batman. And I know I'm gonna make a lot of people mad by saying it. In fact, that's why I did it. Um. Anyway, she's the lesser version, but she became the question, and that's pretty rad. Uh. Now, I did say there is kind of another question, and
Uh-huh.
that
What's the
question,
question?
that
Question.
question, is from the New 52 era, because in the New 52 era we have this sort of like supernatural trinity where it's Pandora. I want to say, oh, the other character is like the Phantom Stranger or something, and then the Question. And these three characters are all supernatural characters who were punished for doing something. So Pandora obviously opened Pandora's box. She was punished for that.
Yeah.
The other character was Judas Iscariot, who betrayed for
Oh.
betraying our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. We're brothers in Christ. Uh, I I don't know what that joke is, but I'm sticking to it. Anyway,
We're just gonna go with it
yeah,
at
it's
this
not
point.
untrue. Anyway,
Yeah.
so so then there's the question, but we don't know what he did, and the reason we don't know what he did is part of his punishment is that he doesn't know what he did, and he doesn't know who he is, and that's why he doesn't have a face, which I think is rad as fudge. I think that's amazing, and they should bring
Okay.
back that
That
version of the question because I
that's
think it's pretty
interesting.
cool. Um, but I also think that sort of like that group of characters was like wrapped into a lot
Mhm.
of stuff that um they were clearly going one direction at the beginning of the New 52, and then they
One
had to
Direction.
shift it around. Yeah. Because they don't know their ideas are
Hmm.
beautiful, you know. Um, so they were going a certain
Yeah.
direction and then they changed. Uh,
There's like we don't.
but but yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, yes. So that the question, you may think, oh well, that's just the initial guy, right? That's his real name is
Uh-huh.
probably Vic, whatever. Um, when I'm editing this, please just put in the name of the question. Um, editor me or forget, that's fine too. Um, but yeah, so you might think he's just that, the question. But the problem
Okay.
is, they actually introduce a character with that name in the New 52 Suicide Squad. um, who's
Ah,
not the question.
who
So
isn't the question?
yeah, and it's like if I remember correctly, and I might be getting a lot of these details wrong. I'm not like
Yeah,
I don't stay caught up in all the comic book stuff, but I am interested in it, so I pick up details here and there.
that makes
So
sense.
please have mercy for those of you who are bigger comic book fans than me. Um,
Yeah, and if Cademan
but
gets anything wrong, say it in the comments because
do yeah,
we want to
actually
know.
do. And tell me what find a way to draw a like a caricature of me, like just like a weird ugly caricature, and then find a way to get it to me, and then write on it you're stupid because you thought, and then put the thing that upset you so much. And I'm not
That
going to give
is
you
a
my
fantastic idea.
address or email or any way for you to get to me, but you get to figure that out on your own. Um,
Yeah.
Best bet, post it somewhere on the internet with hashtag Cademan David is an idiot because. Oh no, my phone. Okay. Um, so anyway, that is the sort of the four questions, and
So
we were
Cademan
talking about
answered
it.
my question,
Yeah.
and it
Mm-hmm.
led to more questions.
Yes, it led
And you
to
can interpret that as either me talking
right.
about questions
Mm-hmm.
or questions.
It led to four questions. But yeah, so we don't really know what we're doing here. Is the thing. Uh,
Yeah.
we were just
This is
like,
like our old episodes.
this
Is
is
this like a
yeah,
callback? We could just say it's a callback to
right,
our old weird episodes where we
for
just
sure.
talk about whatever.
Well, I mean, like, I'm just in such a like a conversation mood right now. I don't know what
Yeah.
it is, but like, if you watched last episode, it was very hard for me to actually like stay on the track, which there's always a
Yeah.
little bit with me
I it
because
was I feel like it was fun
mhm,
though.
I agree.
Like
I think I agree with you. But it is always hard for me to stay on track because you can take the study out of the tangent, but you can't take the tangent out of the man named Cademan David. That's why I always say, I
yep.
didn't just say it once before in the last episode, I say it all the time.
Yep.
Um,
This is
as
a
you
new thing that
know,
needs to go on a merchandise shirt.
right, exactly, yeah. But as you know, being my brother in Christ, you know
Uh-huh.
that I always say that. So,
Yep.
yeah.
I can confirm.
Yeah. No, the question is a really cool character. I think they should use him more. I think I
Yeah, I
feel
don't
like
know much about the
right,
question, like
exactly. And that's
generally. I
like
mean,
everyone,
which
right?
yeah, he's like that's kind of the point of his character, but like I haven't really like seen anything with him or
Right, right. Well,
like
that's
I
what
know
I'm
who he
saying
is as a character, but
is
yeah.
cuz there's like Justice League Unlimited, which is like where everyone basically knows him from. Cuz that show was wildly
Okay.
popular and his character was wildly popular in it. Um but I just see the character and I'm like, so he has a cool costume. Um, he's right, like he has like sort of like the detective intrigue. I just think he's
Yeah.
such a good character and he could be wildly popular if handled in the with the right hands. Um,
Yeah, that
and
makes
also
sense.
promoted, right? Like I could see in the like James Gunn doing a movie or like rolling him into the DC movie
Hmm.
universe and then
That would be cool.
right and then like DC like releases a comic to go along with it, right? That like comes out around the same time and then everyone jumps on it because like his character is really fun and cool. And also, on top of that, so many people love Rorschach and don't realize he's actually based off of a character that is just Rorschach if Rorschach wasn't a parody of Steve Ditko. Um, right? If like Rorschach was a nice guy, so um, I don't know. My point is he could be wildly popular, and I feel like DC really needs to get on doing something with him, because I love
Yeah,
him,
that makes sense.
and also because I committed the unforgivable sin and downloaded TikTok. I've recently seen that someone is a big enough Question fan to actually be working on a Question fan film, which you know I'm gonna be watching when it's finished. Um,
That sounds
but
really interesting.
yeah, I don't know if it will be
Hmm.
good or not, but someone's making it.
Yeah.
Uh, and I saw it on TikTok and I was like, oh, I'm gonna sort of pay attention to this because the question.
There's
So
like actually something good on TikTok for
yeah,
once.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I realized uh,
Uh-huh.
when I was on TikTok that I sort of connect with like when people are just like scrolling through Facebook, you know? I realize this
Uh-huh.
because if you audience members may or may not know, but I have dyslexia. So when I'm like on Facebook, unless I actively choose to read something, right, like I just see letters. And that's
Yeah.
kind of how dyslexia works, is I don't naturally read stuff. I have to actively try to do it. Um,
Yeah, that makes sense.
but so I was on TikTok and I was like, oh, I understand now when people are on Facebook and they're just like reading all of this stuff, not because they want to, but just because like they're scrolling. I was like, that's how I am with TikTok, where it's like, because on
Yeah.
TikTok you always end up spending lots of time watching things you don't want to and all that. So
Yeah.
yeah,
It drives me crazy.
yeah. No,
I do
it
not care about like
it does.
the majority of the things that I see on TikTok. I'm just like,
Yeah,
why did I watch that? That was like, I
yeah.
don't like this at
And
all. I'm
and
gonna
then
just,
right. And then you find something you do like. You're like, I want to watch that as a video, like a full-length YouTube video,
yeah,
you know,
yeah. There's
where it's
been
like,
stuff like that
yeah,
where I'm like, this would be like an interesting like thing to talk about in like a full length video or like
right.
podcast or book or
But
something.
and there's so much just like just like misinformation and things like that. Um
Yeah,
where it's like, just sort of things that are just said and then like people repeat them because it's how you make a TikTok video, just by repeating things.
yeah.
Like I saw a video. Um, you remember in uh Doctor Who? Oh, what's that episode called? Um, the the one where they're in the hospital, the New York one with the
Oh,
face of Bo. I can't remember what it's called.
I can't either. That's weird. Wait. Here, I'll look it up.
Okay.
I should be able
Um.
to find it. But
Anyway,
what were you saying?
yeah. So in that episode, there's sort of this misconception that when uh Rose is being possessed by um oh what's her name? Cassandra.
Uh,
Um
Cassandra. Yeah,
yeah. And she kisses the doctor um that
it's
that
it's called New Earth.
New Earth. Okay. Huh.
Yeah,
That
I
interesting.
was expecting it to be something else.
Right. Yeah.
I don't
Well,
remember it
like
being called that. That's kind of a boring name.
it is. Yeah, cuz like I know that episode's name cuz it's actually one of my favorite episodes. Um
Yeah, yeah. I like that
anyway,
episode.
the misconception is that when Rose kisses the doctor that it wasn't actually
Uh-huh.
written in the script, but Billy Piper just like wanted to do it for whatever reason. Um which is a fun
Huh.
story, but not true. And something that gets
Yeah.
repeated a lot. But
Uh-huh.
basically I ran into a TikTok that was just like, "Did you know this thing?" And I'm like, "Actually, I know that's not true." Because
Yeah, that's
I've
like
seen this
the same
script where it
thing with
says, yeah.
there's a similar thing with that though in that episode where it actually is true where they like dumped water on
Oh
her
yeah, yeah.
without telling her.
Yeah.
and
Which
that
is
and so they got her genuine reaction to
right.
her just
Which
getting
I
water dumped on
I
her.
always do appreciate when like movies will do stuff like that. But I'm also like I feel like I would be pissed if I was the actor. And then they're just like, "Oh
Yeah.
yeah, we didn't want to tell you we're gonna electrocute you today because we want your genuine reaction." Right? Like it's like
Yeah.
I'm always
I
like,
mean,
"Ah." Yeah. Um
I think it kind of depends on what it is,
for
like,
sure, for sure.
but yeah.
Yeah. Um
Yeah, I mean they're called actors for a reason. They don't
right.
have to have real
It is
reactions to
fun.
everything all the time.
So the reason um but it is fun. Like I think the most questionable example of that is in
Uh-huh.
Willy Wonka. You've seen the original Willy Wonka, right?
Uh I think so, yeah. Not like forever ago, but yeah.
Okay. Well, in it, like, Willy Wonka sort of like has a meltdown towards Charlie, right? And he's like, "You lose,
Yeah.
sir." But anyway, like, basically they never practiced it like that because Gene Roddenberry, he was an actor I really like, by the way. But he
Mhm.
like wanted Charlie's genuine like shock to like being yelled at, and I'm
Oh,
like it's like I get it, but also like the poor kid, um
yeah.
but in and a better
I feel
example,
like
yeah,
I would have trouble doing that knowing that the kid didn't know that I was going to yell at them.
right, yeah, and I mean like
I would just
it's
feel bad.
it's and I feel like also when I was a little kid though I was like um sort of like scared of people being mad at me enough that like even if I
Yeah,
did know,
same.
I would have like a pretty genuine like oh no reaction. Um, but on the same vein, also like um the like dark tunnel scene
Oh
on the
yeah.
boat was also something that like only Gene Wilde knew that he was gonna do so that like everyone else would be shocked. And you can and like you that's like really good, that got really good results where it's like
Yeah.
you just have the people being like, "What's going on?" Right? And then one guy like kind of starts smiling and like nodding his head along, right? Just going with it. And like that's I think that was a cool thing to do. Um yeah. So
Yeah. I'm
uh
trying to think if there's any other like examples of that that I know of
right.
off the top of my head.
Yeah. Um I mean there's like the famous Lord of the Rings thing where Aragorn kicks a helmet and then like screams, but
Oh,
he's actually screaming because he broke his toe. Yeah. Um yeah. Which is a
yeah.
story we really shouldn't share because it's been shared on like every podcast everywhere. So
Yeah, everyone knows that by now.
yeah. Um I was gonna say though, with the Rose kissing David Tennant, um
Uh-huh.
the reason that people think that uh she like it was just like an improv thing is
Hmm.
because on like the commentary with Billy Piper, David Tennant, and Russell T
Oh,
Davies was like he said it as a joke basically, where it was like, "Oh yeah, I didn't even write that in the script. Billy Piper just decided to do that." Right, which like Um,
Yeah.
like that makes perfect sense to me because like that sounds like a joke I would make. Where
Yeah.
like
That
especially with like Billy Piper's there in the room with you. Uh, so it's like, it's
he's
kind of
just making fun of her.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not
I
not even making
that
fun
makes
of
sense.
her, but it is sort of a thing where it's like it's a funny thing to just like sort of say,
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Yeah. That reminds me of I think with 21 Pilots there
Hmm.
was I want to say it was like last year maybe or maybe
Mm,
like longer. They have an album called Vessel and they did like a live stream for it where they like celebrated the 10th anniversary of it.
okay.
Um, but during the live stream, at one point, Josh and Tyler, Josh being the drummer and Tyler being the lead singer,
Hmm.
had their dads come in, and at one point, they have them guess different songs of theirs from Vessel. Um, which, if I remember right, I think that Josh's dad did better than, or maybe it was the other way around. But anyways, it's
Hmm.
irrelevant. But
Right.
at one point, Tyler's dad like makes a joke about like how he actually wrote one of the songs.
Mm,
And so it's kind of a similar thing.
right.
And then like it was funny because I was like, because he's like, yeah, and you wouldn't actually tell them that I wrote that kind
Right.
of thing. And but then I was like, wait, did he? And so I looked it up, but it's just a joke.
Yeah. Yeah, no. And it's like I think that's sort of the thing with uh sort of the internet is because like when you're hanging out with friends, you can just kind
Yeah.
of say things and then like your friends will go along with it, right? And it's
Yeah.
it's very funny. But I think a lot of times on the internet, like there's a lot of things that like people don't realize is a joke. Um
Uh-huh.
and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And like also there's like something that's gotten me in a little bit of trouble is like where there's context to a joke outside of the internet with like friends, but then I put it out there in like a
Oh,
way that like just anyone can see without knowing the extra context. Um,
yeah.
so
That makes
it's
sense.
it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
But
If you, I don't know, have you watched very many interviews with 21 Pilots? I'm assuming
no,
probably not.
I have not.
Okay. Well,
But
they do that a lot where they'll just like say something that's completely like random and like
mhm,
ridiculous and then they'll just go along with it for as
right,
long as
yeah,
they can. But they have this like funny thing they do whenever they're asked how they met, they'll make up
mhm,
a new story every time.
right,
But it's kind of funny cuz like one thing that like for some reason trains are mentioned a lot in every story and also going to prison.
mm.
Like I watched like a compilation of
Ooh, was
different things
was
they've
there
said,
like a
but
prison train like in there's an
maybe.
X-Men. I want to say the Dark Phoenix. No, it's like
Yeah, I don't know.
it's the one really good scene, and like, cause Dark Phoenix was like the last X-Men movie before Disney
Oh,
bought
okay.
Fox, so X-Men could be rebooted and made part of the MCU. Um, but the entire movie kind of feels like halfway through making it, they realized it was gonna be their last, um, like in that, series. So they just sort of
Oh,
like
okay.
threw stuff out there. Um, but I think it's like the end finale is like they're on
Hmm.
this train and there's a really cool fight scene. And it's really cool, and it's like the only real good part of that movie. I think
Okay.
I don't think that's a very
Yeah,
controversial take. I think a lot of people have sort of said that and brought up that.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't. I think I may have seen the first X Men, but I don't think I've seen any past that. But
Mm,
I
yeah.
don't know. I
I honestly, as much as I
uh,
like the X Men, I'm not a big fan
Yeah.
of the movies. Um,
Yeah, that makes sense.
so it's just like is I mean, I like the first one. I
Hmm.
think I like First Class. First Class is a really good idea, and also just a really good cast because you have oh man, James McAvoy, who's one of my all-time favorite actors. I just
Oh
think
yeah.
he's so good in just about everything I've seen him in, and he's Mr. Tumnus, from Narnia, so that's a fun
Yeah.
fact. Um, but you have him, you have Nicholas Hoult, uh,
Oh yeah.
who recently played Lex Luthor and is such a good Lex Luthor. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, like, and the guy who plays Magneto, I don't know if know him from anything else, but he does a great young Magneto as well. Um,
Yeah. I
so
can't remember who it is.
yeah, first class is like really, I think, mostly saved by the cast, right? In the fact that like um so you haven't seen First Class, right?
No,
Okay.
I have
A,
not.
a lot of it goes into the Professor X Magneto relationship, right? Which is like
Oh, okay.
that's how you want a prequel X-Men movie. Um
Yeah.
but yeah, all of the X-Men movies just don't quite hit what I want from an X-Men movie. And
Yeah, that makes
like
sense.
especially the like original trilogy. It sounds like I'm talking about
The original
about those
trilogy.
guys. I'm not. I'm talking about X-Men, the original trilogy. But yeah, like the first three movies, um, like they're mostly good, but you also have to watch them with like, oh yeah, this is how superhero movies were afraid, or that didn't make sense. This is how superhero movies were made when studios were afraid of making superhero movies, and they were like, how do we make this
Yeah,
work? So
yeah. Because X-Men was like one of the first like ones that they did it in the like style that we know of now, isn't it?
yeah,
Like
well, I would.
more or less, but
I mean, I feel like there definitely is some like inspiration of like early MCU to the X-Men, but like
yeah.
definitely with the MCU they figured out that like, oh hey, general, public will actually like superhero stuff if we make it like superhero-y, whereas like X-Men was very afraid to look like a superhero movie.
Okay,
um
gotcha.
and like
Yeah.
that's part of why they wear like weird black leather costumes instead of like more
Oh,
superhero looking outfits. um though also I
huh.
think at the time it came out, they also hadn't made them wear like less colorful outfits in comic books as well. Or I think like
Yeah.
after the first one came out, they did. Um, actually, Grant Morrison, who I don't know how much you know about Grant Morrison.
No,
Um,
nothing
yeah,
really.
comic book writer, super crazy guy.
Oh, okay.
Um, anyway, he wrote. He's mostly a DC guy, but he had a run on X Men. And then I think after the first movie, but before the second movie, was like when his X Men run started. Um,
Oh, okay.
and like, so like it was sort of the era where like it was trying to match up with the X Men movies, I think. That's sort of my
Gotcha.
understanding of it. I have not
That
read
makes
it
sense.
myself, but yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
do you think?
I think.
Mhm.
Uh huh. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, do you think we should make this channel just like a comic book channel? Cause like,
I feel like I don't know much enough about comic books for that.
me too,
Like,
but my Batman videos are doing like so much better than everything else. And like
yeah,
my Star Trek videos aren't doing bad, right? Like they're doing better than they have before, for sure. Um,
yeah,
but but yeah, the Batman videos, like people are just eating those up. Um, so it's like, yeah,
yeah,
it's fun because I'm just gonna talk fully open about like the behind the scenes of the YouTube channel. Like we've been talking about like really trying to like lean into the science fiction niche. Um,
yeah,
cause like that we're kind of there already. Where it's like all of our trailers have kind of presented the trailer or the channel, sorry, as being like very
hmm,
science fiction. Um,
yeah,
and so I'm like, I'm kind of thinking, is that sort of the niche we want to lean into? But then I, just for kicks and giggles, I was like, what if I did the Batman? Right? And then everyone's like, yeah, the Batman, woo! I'm like, huh, that wasn't
yeah.
expected. Um,
I mean,
but,
doing like, I feel like if we did like superheroes,
mhm.
maybe it would be easier because I feel like
Yeah, well,
re-watching movies is a lot easier than like completely switching to comic books.
right, for sure. Well, and that's sort of what I meant by comic books is just like superhero
Just
uh
like, yeah,
sort of stuff. But
and I do like
I'm pretty
superheroes.
set on like because I like you like I like the philosophical element that science fiction allows us to do. Um,
Yeah, it, I think that's probably one of the best like strengths of science fiction is that it
right.
can get philosophical really
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
easily.
I feel like especially now with like sort of the more reaction style tangent studies, like there
Yeah,
is a lot more like honestly just changing to that format has made everything like so much more fun for me. Um
yeah,
just cuz it's so much easier than like writing down I'm going to talk about this thing, I'm going to talk about this thing, you know. Um
yeah. That makes sense.
yeah. So and it's we'll see if like I might run into like copyright issues eventually, but I think I'm pretty good at cutting out enough of the video that like people are gonna want to watch it for themselves and stuff. Um,
Yeah,
so
that makes sense. Yeah,
yeah.
it it definitely is interesting because I'm like I was thinking about like different kinds of like movies and stuff that
Mhm,
to review. Um, and like in one of our trailers, I think it might actually be it's either the first one or our newest one. You mentioned like fantasy at one point, and I was like,
mhm,
what like fantasy movies? Because I feel like
right.
one thing for me is that like I haven't. There's not very many fantasy movies that I actually like.
Oh yeah.
Uh, like like there's a lot of like stories that are fantasy or like books that I think
Mhm,
do fantasy really well.
right.
But with movies, I feel like it's very limited. Like I really like Lord of the Rings, but like
Mhm.
it's very rare that like
Yeah, it's mostly like Lord of the Rings and Narnia that like I have an itch to talk about, you know.
yeah.
um in
That's
the
that's kind
fantasy
of my
genre.
same thought.
I
And
did
like
think about
uh-huh.
um the TV show Merlin, uh
Oh yeah.
which
From what I
you know,
remember that's pretty good.
yeah,
Which I don't
yeah.
remember
I
much
think
of it because I
it's
was like a
very
small child when I watched it.
it's very Doctor Who, which like
Yeah,
it was actually made as like for fans of Doctor Who to watch when Doctor Who wasn't on air. So it
yeah.
was like sort of targeting the same audience. So yeah, and that's something that like I'm like it would make sense to do because we do a lot do um but we do a lot of half this video is just gonna be me saying do a whole bunch. Um, but we do a lot of Doctor Who stuff. So like,
Yeah,
and it's like a show that was
yeah.
literally made for that same audience.
I would
So it would make
be
sense for
interested
us
in
to do.
watching through Merlin again
Mm,
because like I
yeah,
don't remember much of it because I was just like a little kid, but I've heard that it is a really solid show. So,
yeah. It's. I mean,
but yeah,
it definitely has its issues, but like the
yeah.
characters are all very fun. Um, the big old cheesy CGI looking dragon with like the huge head, right? Like
Oh yeah.
it, it's very like I didn't realize until you know like a few years back when I went back and watched it. I was because like I
Hmm.
I had seen episodes like as it was coming out, um,
Yeah.
or like when at least like the later seasons were coming out. I was like, oh my goodness, in this first season, like the CGI for the dragon is so bad. It's just so
Yeah.
bad.
There was like I feel like I've done that before where I've watched a movie that I like came out a while ago and I've already seen it when I was younger and I
Mm-hmm.
realized that like the like animation just looks not as great as I remembered it.
Mm.
I think like the first Toy Story is a good example of that.
Yeah, for
Um
sure. Uh,
and even like the
mm-hmm.
Star Wars prequels. Especially like the second and first one, I think.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I think like I don't know, like those are like bad by modern standards, but like
Yeah.
I feel like they're bad in like not in like sort of a fun way, and maybe it's just because like I have fond memories of those movies, but like
Yeah.
I feel like those movies they're a little more appealing to look at than like the Merlin dragon.
I I'll have to look this up now because
Yeah.
I'm really curious. Like I feel like I can kind of remember it, but like
Yeah, I
but
could be making the dragon look worse in my head than he actually does. Because I remember, like, I feel like when I was younger, like,
yeah.
I did not care about the quality of CGI. Like, I just didn't see it. Um,
That's the same for me. But like
yeah,
now it's like I just can't escape it. Like
right.
I
Well,
just see it
I
everywhere.
think part of it is just because we're so spoiled with, like, modern
With like
Marvel
newer
movies.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Or like
right.
more higher budget stuff.
With that being said, um, you we've run out of time for this episode. So it's a little
Yep.
different. It's a little more of a throwback to like our previous, more conversational episodes. But we love you. We love you for listening to us. Eric
Yeah.
hates the Green Goblin, but he said you're like the anti Green Goblin. That's how much he loves you. Um,
They're the blue goblin.
they're the or no, the red Goblin, because it's on the opposite of the color wheel.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. You're right, you're right.
yeah,
The blue goblin's
or
like somewhere in the
or
middle or something.
like
That's like our like kind of fans, but
I
like
think there is
they're
a
not
red
subscribed.
goblin that's like the Green Goblin gets Carnage. the Carnage symbiote.
Wait, what?
I think so. I
That's
think that happened, like, actually fairly recently.
huh, that's really interesting.
Anyway, that's who Eric thinks you are, and he loves you. He's actually, don't
Yep.
tell him I told you, but he's gonna ask you on a date. Um, so thank you so much for watching. Leave some comments, and don't forget to brush your teeth. Automatic A pluses to anyone who leaves a comment, subscribes to the channel, or leaves a like, or even a dislike, because we believe in people being able to hate us. Uh, if you
Yep.
hate me, you know, just
You
dislike all
probably
the
just think that
videos.
Cageman's Green Goblin.
Yeah, you probably think I'm not a red goblin, but rather a green goblin. Thank you so much. Bye bye!